have you ever been attracted to a guy where at first you really weren't about what he looked like and stuff, and then, you know, you're like, oh, there is actually something about him, even though aesthetically he's not really what I go for?
Yes, which is where I learned now recently. Well, over the last year.
Yeah.
I went for a guy that wasn't my type. Complete opposite.
Okay.
Literally. He is the complete opposite. I can't even tell you how different he is. But I had the best relationship with him. I was very comfortable. It was a level thing as well. So I now agree with personality. Fall in love with someone for their personality, not for what they look like, not for what they bring to the table, but personality, because that's all that you have left in the end.
Big facts, 100%.
And for me, he was like my best friend, very confident, but I equally felt like I was punching, although he wasn't my type.
Was it the quality of his character?
It was his character. He was very gentle with me, but very firm.
Yeah.
And I need that. And that's why I went for the wrong men, because I needed that controlling type of behavior, but it was too extreme.
Right.
I need that guidance. I need that I'm the man kind of thing.
You wanted leadership.
Yeah. But being really gentle with me at the same time. And I never had that before.
But good leadership. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Which is why I feel like he was much older than me. And I don't know. I feel like that's maybe the maturity side of it as well. I have to be with someone mature, although I'm really immature. Doesn't make any sense. But someone like this, my best friend. And I think the more girls actually go outside their comfort of going for a guy that they wouldn't normally go for.
Yep.
If you do, I was speaking to him online for like 4 months before I even met him.
4 months?
And in them 4 months, I already was like,
that's a lot.
I actually think I might have feelings for him. That seems bizarre. And I always thought like online, you know, you can't catch feelings for anyone. But I don't know what happened here.
He obviously made you feel seen, heard, and maybe even loved in that time. Yeah.
I mean, for him, in the end, I felt that I don't know how that I'm going to find that with someone else. Because the love was so strong, the friendship was really, really strong.
Yeah.
But I probably was a bit of stress.
Okay. I hear that. Hey, listen, you're very honest. She's very honest. We appreciate that. What would you say to the women who are so used to picking the guy because of looks primarily, and they're so used to meeting a very attractive guy, that instant chemistry is there, and they're so used to having that kind of level of spark and fireworks in the beginning because the attraction is so intense? What would you say to those women who are like, I don't know how to give a guy that I just don't find that attractive a chance, because they're so used to being with guys who are so attractive that when they come across maybe a guy who's not that attractive but could be a great person, like really good for them, they're like, I don't feel that spark. What would you say to those women? I would just say to them, give it time. Like, you can't force feelings. You really can't. I've been in a situation like that where I should have been with someone and I just couldn't, because I couldn't find him attractive. I couldn't love him. I didn't even like him. Right. But he was such a good person that I really wanted to want to be with him. Yes. But I'd say to the women that are stuck in that place where they're like, I really just want a really nice guy, I think social media actually has its positives in that sense. Just generally give them time. You don't have to meet straight away. Have that time to just build a relationship. Then you know it's genuine. Then you know it's real. And by doing that, you just speak daily, talk about everything. Like, honestly, I never been a day without speaking to this guy. Not one. That is honestly, fair play to him, because I don't know how many guys would be up for talking to a girl online for like 4 or 5 months and not even meet with her. Yeah. Especially if it's every day. I know. I'll be honest with you, Billy. I would not do that. I would not talk every day for 4. Like, if we're talking every day and you don't want to meet with me after the first week, you're just not that into me. So this is where you haven't experienced that feeling before. Of what? If you started speaking to a girl, bearing in mind there was no intentions there. Why have I started speaking to her? Like,
I don't know, maybe she popped up to a story. Maybe you popped up to a story and then you just start bantering. Like, you're just getting along, you're having
There's
a bit of a
always
laugh.
an intention, Billy. You're not that naive. Come on.
No, but you're having like, no, but I'm being honest. Like, the right man will wait. He really will. On the other podcast, they said the same. No man's gonna wait. No.
I disagree with that. I don't think no man's gonna wait. But I don't think there's any right or wrong. But I think, because here's the thing. In that situation, it worked for him because you actually reciprocated feelings.
Yeah.
There are so many situations where a guy will be talking to a girl for so long, will be giving her that level of investment, will be there for her for so long, and she will still go with someone else. So I think and this is why I'm like, because if you actually saw him and you found him attractive initially, I don't think it would have taken you 4 months to meet with him. I don't think it would have.
Maybe not.
And that's what
I'm saying. But then again, normally that in this generation, normally a guy that doesn't look like that doesn't get the women
that look like you.
That. Not look like me, but
I get what you're saying. I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you.
But yeah, because they don't get them feelings.
But that's my point though. Because if we're just being completely, this is going to sound shallow, but completely objective.
Right.
Especially because we're talking about social media, right? So it starts on looks. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Sure. If a guy is trying to punch above his league, per se, looks-wise, he has to put in that work.
Yeah.
Because what other chance is he going to get unless he does that? He has to be able to give you something that the other guys who maybe are more on your league or your level won't give you. That's what makes you give him a chance.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if he was already on a similar level to you, if he was already at that threshold where you looked at him, I'm not saying that you have to look at him and be like, he's the most attractive guy I've seen, but where you looked at him where he had a level of physical attraction for you, where you're like, okay, he's not the most attractive guy, but he's got a little something that I'm curious about. If he was at that point, it wouldn't have taken you that long. But it's because he wasn't at that point, he had to do more for you to get to a point that you're like, okay, yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily the case of I didn't want to meet him because I wasn't attracted to him. I'd already built feelings with him through social media.
How long?
Quite fast, because he had the banter, because he was really funny. I also saw he was opening up a bit. So he was becoming vulnerable for me. And as a woman, that we find that really attractive. So if you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable, we will then do it back.
So would you have met with him within the first couple of weeks?
So I would never, no. Why? What's the rush?
Well,
it's nervous. What's the rush? It's very scary as well, you know.
Well, not what's the rush, but why not though? Because if after 2 weeks you've talked to him every day, right? So you've already got to know him for a certain point. And even people who match on dating apps, they don't even always talk every day. Like the messages are like a few messages over the course of a week. I
mean, it wasn't intentional.
Sure, but that's my point, right? So that's even more of a reason where you're like, if you're talking every day for 2 weeks, you've built up a level of rapport more so than most people.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're like still being like, I wouldn't have met with him.
No, because, and I honestly believe if I met up with him as soon as that, it wouldn't have been what it was.
Why?
I don't know. Because I feel like over time you build more of a connection.
If he was your typical type physically with the personality he had, do you think after meeting for 2 weeks, then it probably would have continued the way it did?
Probably.
And that's okay.
But I don't want to go for my type because they're all idiots. So I have to give someone a chance.
No, I completely agree with you. I guess all I'm saying is that, and it's beautiful that it happened that way.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful that it happened that way. But when you hear guys, if you hear that, tell that story to guys and you hear guys be like, I would never do that for 4 months and stuff. It's because, especially if a guy, I'll be honest with you, most guys have done that to a girl and been completely played by her. Most guys have done that to a girl, been there for her, talked to her, been vulnerable with her, be a place that she can go to. And I don't want to say played because it might not be intentional. Sometimes it might be. But most guys have done that and she's gone off with another guy. And the reason she went off with that other guy was because maybe he was more confident, maybe he was more attractive, maybe because he was more successful. And so guys go, okay, cool. I know then that me doing that doesn't necessarily mean that she's attracted to me, at least to the degree that this would need to work.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So while it's beautiful that happened, I'll be honest, like, you don't mind me saying, do you have children?
Yeah, I have two.
Do you have a son?
Yeah.
I would never recommend for your son to try and talk to a girl for 5 months online. And she's like, I'm not going to meet with you until we talk for 3 months. Because I would just be like, I'll just be like, well, she's not that into you, Timmy. I'm sorry.
We didn't say, right, we're not going to meet you until here.
Yeah,
but it was more like we planned to meet, and you know, it is nerve wracking, especially with social media and stuff. It's like,
did you bail on him? You said you planned to meet. Did you bail on him?
No, I didn't.
Go on.
Didn't bail on him.
So what happened? Why
it
did
was
you
just
leave?
like it was a situation where it wasn't just me. He wasn't ready neither.
You didn't answer the question.
What?
You said that you planned to meet, but then it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Why?
Because situations happened and it just couldn't.
On your end?
No, actually, not mine.
Oh, he cancelled on you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And that's
I don't
a hard
believe
pill to
her, guys.
swallow.
I don't believe her, but I'll take it.
I'm being deadly serious.
Okay,
It was
fair
him,
enough.
not me.
Okay.
And I'm normally the one that doesn't turn up.
Wait. Hold on. So you're telling me, wait, I want to get this straight. You're telling me that you planned to meet a guy that you knew fundamentally at first you weren't attracted to, but he cancelled on you, and he was the one who talked to you for 4 months and he was trying to meet with you, but he cancelled on you?
Yeah.
You be the jury. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I understood, like, I understand, like, his reasons. I was okay with that. I understand. I get it.
Okay.
His side, it was more, was you going to find me attractive? Was you just going to walk out because I'm not your normal type?
Sure.
So the nerves got the better, and I understand that. I get that.
Right.
So
how did that make you feel when you said that to you?
I was upset. Don't get me wrong. I was upset in the sense that I had never, ever had anybody do that to me. I was always the one that done that to people, and that was my karma, I think. Like,
just the one guy.
Yeah. I was like, this really hurt me. And I don't know. I was like, I actually think maybe, because in my behalf, I was like, well, do you not like me? Like, is there something wrong? But I said to him, I was like, do you want a couple of days to think about things, and I'm going to take a step back? We speak to each other every day, all day. I think you need to figure out what you want.
Is that what you said to him?
Down. I said that to him. Yeah, I said,
yeah, that's fair.
And I'll give you that time. That's fine. And then like 2 days later, he was like, I just got really nervous, and I understood over the last 2 days, not speaking to you, that my feelings are genuine, and I do want to meet you.
Okay, so
then we met. Yeah.
Where is he now? Where is he now? Is he still around?
Me and him are not together now, but that's because I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that commitment. I have so many bad things about me, not that I'm unaware of. So I have bipolar and I have schizophrenia.
Okay.
I have coping strategies for both illnesses. I'm not medicated just because I was medicated and it made me act irrational. Right. And that's a different topic.
Yeah,
but,
of course. Yeah.
Which I'm happy to speak about. But this subject, it was more in the sense that he didn't deserve what I came with. So I much prefer that I was in a better situation mentally, and what's meant for you will be for you in the end. So
did you end things?
It was more like a mutual thing. Like, it was just unfair. I'm an overthinker. I'm paranoid. I don't feel good enough. I have insecurities.
Okay.
So you start to like...
self-sabotage?
You do, yeah. And you then take it out on that person. You don't like them going into other places. As women, it doesn't matter what the guy looks like. We believe that every woman sees you like we do. So if we really love you, if we really, really love you, oh my goodness, everybody must love him too, because I do.
But you would have thought that with guys you've been with before, especially since the guys you've been with before, at least initially, you found them more attractive. But yet you stayed with them.
I put up with a lot. I mean, I stayed with him. My husband.
Yeah.
He's the father of my children. He's the reason I turned to Christianity. I moved to South Africa just to make my marriage work. I flew to the other side of the world just to make my marriage work. But that's because I don't like to give up on people. And I will understand and reason with people.
Sure.
Like, I understand we're both young. There's going to be mistakes made. And I'll forgive and I'll forgive and I'll forgive until I can't anymore.
Sure.
And it was the same with my previous relationship. I would understand and I would forgive until I can't forgive anymore. But now I won't do that again.
You won't forgive?
I won't tolerate what I tolerated before.
Yeah, I mean, if what you tolerated before was what I would call a sackable offense, like, you know, something extreme in a relationship, then 100%. But if you're gonna have a relationship over a long period of time, people will make mistakes.
Yeah, they do.
Do you know what I mean?
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.